I knew because he came up to me during one of the tournaments and was like, I hope you know that you're very, very brave. And I'm trans too, but I'm not. I can't come out like that.
Yeah. No, I know of a lacrosse player in Texas. I know of a former cheerleader in Texas.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, but I mean, very, very small numbers, I think is the point.
I'm sure there's more, but it's staggering.
Yes.
It's the fact that they're afraid to come out.
This is a conversation that always gets avoided, and it is the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And yet people say you should have your own league, that you should only compete against other transgender athletes.
I think,
We'll go here and then we'll go back to Alex. Yes, please.
Hi, you four. Carly Webb from Shore Sports 1 and from Connecticut Voice. And I'm one of those people who came out and competed as myself because you all did. Thank you. Now, what's the big headline within your sport that I'm going to be reading about you all in the next few years? What is the biggest aspiration that you have for yourself in your sport?
NCAA champion.
Olympic champion. Yeah, Olympics.
I don't know. I really don't.
Famous YouTuber.
Yeah, let's put it at that. Famous
Makeup tutorial.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't.
Well, you know, there's an Olympics coming up in Los Angeles in 2028.
Let's go.
You going to be there?
Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm trying to go to 2020.
Tokyo, scared of you.
What's up, Alex?
Hey everyone, I'm one of the producers on the film, and I'm just so proud of these amazing athletes and people. And I just wanted to make the comment too with those numbers that you were talking about younger people being trans, and taking steps to align themselves physically and socially and in all of the different ways. So I think in the future, having these conversations about biological difference and the hormones that people are taking or not, or people even disclosing that they're trans, I think that it'll be much different down the line when we should be looking at people as whole people. And you won't need to disclose that you're trans. You will be able to do that if you feel comfortable in the situation. And so I think it speaks to what we were kind of talking about earlier, and a lot of trans people just want to be a man or a woman or neither. And do you see that in your future as, we won't have to introduce ourselves with that adjective. We can just all exist together and each have our different experiences. I just want to pose that question.
I mean, we already went big.
You already went.
We already went big. So.
I think for me, wait, the question was, will we ever not have to be labeled as transgender people?
Will it be possible in the future that
it's very much possible.
Yeah.
But I hate to be the reality checker of it, but it's gonna take a while for that to happen. Yeah. It's just gonna take, just like any movement in history, all it takes is time, change, and people who really want to fight for their fucking rights.
And I'm just gonna play a little bit of devil advocate.
Oh, please don't. The devil has enough.
Well, I mean, because I look at this because Katie brings up a good point, and with Andraya and Terry around being African American transgender women, right? Oh. So there's a couple of different aspects of this, and so me and being an African American woman, right? Sometimes I look at that word African American and I say, okay, I just want to be a person, right? Much like you're saying you want to be just a reference as a guy or a girl, right? But is there at some point, can you take pride in that word transgender, right? And not look at it as potentially a negative, but more of a positive? Much like I do with my identity as being an African American woman, right? So I'm just kind of, I get it, right? I get the scenario of potentially not having to have that label, right? Because essentially that's what it becomes for you. But I mean, there's pride in having those identifiers, right? There's pride in that to some extent. So
but it's
kind of curious.
But it's it's gender identity. I'm white, you're African American. Is anybody here Mexican? Or Puerto Rican? I know I'm mixed, mom, but I'm mostly white. But when it comes to like whether it's a guy or a female, that's how most people like see each other like down the streets or non-binary. But it's like, let me ask you this: how would you feel if you were known as a trans female and not just a female?
I mean, obviously, I don't know if I could answer that, right? Like, because but I get what you're saying. I guess I'm just trying to, I'm looking at it as, I hashtag trans all the time when I post things of Andraya. When I don't post these, I look at it as an opportunity to educate, right? But I also understand kind of where you guys are coming from in the sense that you don't want that label all the time.
Yeah, like now,
you want to walk into a room and be like, hey, what's up, Mac? Not, hey, Mac, the transgender. I get that.
And like now, it's okay, but like deep inside, I'm pretty sure like deep inside, we're like, well, eventually, like we don't want to be just labeled, like have a label, like for our gender.
But also, I feel like with us being transgender, it has afforded us so many opportunities. Again, with the film that we have, and with us being able to advocate and to support and help other people who are also like us, I feel like us being transgender has just shed so much light on the trans community and on us as people that I feel like I don't necessarily want to like just put me being transgender, put it in a box and not have to deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
Like I do take pride in that I am transgender.
Yeah. I feel like until we see more positive, because I feel like we see more negative. I mean, I feel like we have a lot more support than the negativity, but I feel like we don't see it enough to like realize it. Like we see the negativity a lot. So I feel like until like we focus more on but see more of the support. Yeah, like after this, I see more of the support. So now it's like I'm comfortable with saying, oh yeah, I'm transgender or not. Like I don't have to say it. So when I'm not like labeled now, I'm comfortable with saying it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because right now we're fighting for people who
Yeah.
don't have that luxury to be able to come out.
Yeah.
And I take pride in being able to say I'm a transgender woman of color, because there's so many other people out there who are trans and they haven't come out and they're afraid to. And by me being able to say I am a transgender athlete and I'm being who I want to be, it in turn allows other people to feel okay with themselves and being safe to come out, regardless what their situation is.
I think what's so beautiful about this conversation they had today is that, the four of you have, obviously you have similar experiences, yet totally different relationships with your identities and with words and how you describe yourselves. I think proving that there's not one way to be trans. Like transgender athletes are not a monolith, just as transgender folks, just as any demographic is not a monolith. And I think that's really important as far as something that we underscored today. And that feels like a really great spot, I think, to sort of close out this conversation.
One more.
Oh, you got one more? Okay, yes, Benghazi.
I mean, no one asked me to be on the panel.
Do you want to see?
No, but so I have to give a round of applause to the film team, especially Mackey. Not necessarily, I mean, the film was great, don't get me wrong. But what I want to congratulate you on, and Jen and I just spoke about this, is bringing these four individuals together. Mm-hmm. When they got, and let me tell you, when we were at GLAAD and Mac walks into the room, these three girls went crazy. Like they had known Mac since 1942. Like they had been best friends since then. And so, watching them over the last couple of days, it warms my heart that the four of you are now, you're friends. You're gonna be friends for life. You guys are walking down the street. Jen and I are like 5 miles ahead of you guys. The film crew was like 5 miles behind you guys, and you guys were just chilling together, talking, laughing it up, going through social media. Like again, you've known each other for years. And so I congratulate you on bringing them together. Congratulate you guys on creating a friendship. And I hope people see that friendship from this day forth, right? Because again, it's about showing the support, and you supporting each other. You have been supporting each other, even if you didn't know you were supporting each other. but it will be more of a force to be reckoned with going forward. So I just wanted
Yeah,
to
because
make
if anybody gives y'all some hard, you call me up and I'm gonna ride down to wherever y'all at.
Funny story though, before when we were at the family and friends screening, it was so funny because Mack's mom ended up FaceTiming him over Snapchat, and I was like holding the phone, and he looks, he goes, "Oh my God!" It was so funny, and I was just like, it was amazing seeing his reaction to seeing like all of us in the room, and yeah.
Just like seeing y'all on social media is like a whole other thing, but seeing y'all in person and knowing and like getting to know y'all like this past couple of days, like I do truly feel like I'm not alone.
Yeah.
This is the first time they've met.
I'm just gonna cry.
Yeah.
Maybe a reunion in 5 years?
Yeah, right.
Hopefully sooner. All right.
When they have all that hardware from the Olympics since they're all gone.
Another question.
I just want to quick comment, like, we're living obviously in very strange times, but I do have to say that seeing young people like the kids in Parkland and then seeing all you guys today being so articulate and passionate and brave, like, it does kind of make me feel like maybe we're not all so fucked.
Maybe.
On that note.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Good job. Yeah, good catch.